I'm 30 years old and I couldn't be more uninterested in marriage and dating.
We don't care. We don't care.
You say that like it's something to be proud of.
I've done so much on my own that I'm genuinely unimpressed
Who cares?
by the population of men that we have to date.
I was about to say that's awesome, but if you've done so much on your own, that doesn't equate automatically to personal growth. More likely self-isolation and an inability to work with others in the face of challenges.
I have not met one person that has made my life significantly easier.
Whoa. Is that what some of you guys are thinking? That a relationship is meant to make your life significantly easier? Maybe that is the crux of this whole issue that people are dealing with. Relationships are not supposed to make your life significantly easier. There are parts of relationships that make life, oh my God, so worth living. And there are parts of relationships that make being single easier than being in a relationship because it brings up the parts of you that aren't developed. It brings up this exact thing this woman's talking about, the inability to actually work together as a team, to face challenges, to deal with the moments where you disappoint each other. Or should we all just run for the hills and never bother with relationships if they don't make things completely easier? Do some of you guys actually think that?
Because I firmly believe that when you get into a partnership with a man, a woman never benefits.
And now we kind of come full circle here. If she fully believes...
What are we talking about? What the heck are we talking about? I mean, what are we talking about? I believe when a woman gets in a relationship with a man, she doesn't benefit. What? The man could, based on what? The man could respond and say the same thing, but that would be stupid. What are you talking, based on what set of factors? And this is the same thing that I be saying when people quote these studies on emotional intelligence. Based on what factors are we measuring? See, you take these studies and you read them and you fall for them hook, line, and sinker, not understanding that people are overweighting certain things that they consider in their research and in their perspective to be reflective of emotional intelligence. Of course, you would say empathy is emotional intelligence. Yeah, but you score high on empathy. But do we have a measurement for pettiness that counterweights? Because you're taking one thing, whether a person says, oh, I think this should be the case, but we're not watching a counterweight within the same person to where this person might say, yes, I believe in these values, but do you show these values? In what way do you show these values? Do you, in the same breath, show values that counteract the same values that you claim to espouse? If so, how are you putting out empathy in the world when you're taking the empathy back immediately? But we ain't asking those questions, though. We're just giving credit for empathy and emotional intelligence because somebody checks a box on a survey. You got to really get into it. You got to really dig deep to know what you're talking about. And this is what I'm talking about. Oh, you got to make my life better. This man's job is not to entertain you, idiot. This man's job is to be your companion. He's not your hired personal entertainment, right? To where he's got to beckon to your every call and you get mad because the man has his own life. Can't stand for the man. Girl, just don't be in a relationship. What are you talking about? Just stay single. Stay alone. The more I grow up and the more I realize that a man can't do nothing for me. So what? That's a personal preference. That's a decision that you make it for yourself. Then don't date. Why do we need to know about it? Girl, go heal. All that therapy and you jumping on the internet wondering about what they doing because you can't say you're behind his side and focus on yourself. Got to pick up my phone. I'm by myself. I'm wondering what they doing. Wondering what a man is doing. Y'all too quiet over there. I need to see what you up to. You know why I can't stand it, man? We don't. and we don't care, you know what? It's going to start going in the other room and shutting the door and letting you do. That's why, look, I'm telling you right now, men were literally go in the other room and just close the door. He can't stand to hear the truth. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He literally doesn't care. It's not going to stop him from doing what he's going to do. He's literally just going to go in here and watch a movie and eat some popcorn and eat a sandwich and drink a Coke. That's it. He does not care. Y'all the only ones be bothered about this stuff. For what? I don't care. Go ahead about your business. Man, look.
That you never benefit as a woman getting into a relationship with a man, then of course you think like this.
Correct.
Your own bias would thus make it impossible for you to have a good relationship.
Correct.
Because you're already walking in thinking, I lose in this situation. So I guess everything she says makes sense for her. I don't buy any of it, that any of it's a real or vulnerable or courageous. I think this is just one of the many ways people deflect and hide and avoid the inevitable risks that come with living a full life.
Correct. Because you think that without companionship, you're living your best life. But the thing about it is, and people say, oh, you know, I report being happier. You can report being happier when you think about it, but it's like, it's a relative bias, right? Oh, I report being happy. I don't have to worry about anyone. I don't have to worry about anything and this, that, there. You're just being selfish. That's it. It's just you being selfish and nobody checking you for being selfish. That's all it is. How am I selfish? Because if you don't learn, because we learned that in kindergarten, but somehow we reverted back to the dark ages, I guess. In kindergarten, they taught us how to share with others. You know, because and if empathy is part of emotional intelligence, you're losing it. If that is the most important part of emotional intelligence, then you're losing it because you don't know how to work with others. Well, I know how to work with women. You need to learn how to work with men. You need to learn how to work with everyone. Why? Because you live on the planet with everyone. And the more you try to isolate and hold yourself into your own space, and you can't come out and play nice. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm an introvert, and I love being by myself. I enjoy it. I enjoy being by myself. It's like if my partner leaves the house, hooray! Not because I don't like him, but because I get a thrill from being by myself. What are you gonna do? I'm just gonna sit here and watch TV and play on the computer. That's it. I'm gonna sit here, you know, I'm gonna go get something to eat and I'm gonna just watch YouTube videos all day. Or I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna code all day or something. I'm gonna sit here, you know, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna read my Bible. I'm gonna sit outside on my balcony, I'm gonna read my Bible. And I'm gonna bake in the sun for just a second, and then I'm gonna come inside, I'm gonna make me some breakfast. And while I'm eating my breakfast, I'm gonna watch something on TV. And then I'm gonna read my book. I'm gonna get some morning reading in. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna start working on whatever I need to work on, you know, start making calls, start working on the paper, whatever I need to work on. I'm gonna start doing all that. And then, you know, I'm gonna move around and you know what? It's time for lunchtime. I'm gonna eat some, I'm gonna watch TV, I'm gonna get up, go do some more work, might take a nap, might wash clothes, might wash dishes. Got some packages come in, I'm gonna open them up and I'm gonna work on, put whatever together I need to put together. What you doing all day? Nothing. Just like being by myself. But I also enjoy when my partner comes back home and you get to see about what happened in your day. And I can tell you what happened in my day. So you can learn to care about somebody. And you can learn how to be more empathetic. A lot of you don't understand how rough around the edges. I remember there were a couple people that told me when I got in a relationship, they said, good. It's good that you're in that relationship because you're rough around the edges. And I was like, what? I remember my mama told me that. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? And then somebody else, a close friend of mine, she said it too. And I was like, they had never told me this. And I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't understand until, you know, different things that I'm doing, you know, different ways that I think that nobody had checked me on. And I'm out here just in the wind thinking that I'm perfect. Or not, and it's not even that I think that I'm perfect, but I don't know what I don't know. I don't know where I'm wrong at. And I'm out here and I'm throwing my attitude around this, that, and third until I realize that may have been the wrong way to go about it. Even though I'm checking myself and I'm saying, oh, you got to go back and apologize for that. You got to apologize for this. You shouldn't have said that to him. You got to apologize for that. Oh, you let your attitude out. You don't need to be doing that. I still had some major blind spots that I wasn't even aware of. And it took being with a partner, not a friend, because my friends, love my friends to death, man, my best friends. They would call me out on some stuff, but not like this, because they didn't have to deal with me like that all the time. Friends that were like my brothers, they'd never call me out on nothing like that. We would joke around and this, that. Oh, bro, you're doing this, bro. You acting a fool, bro. You're doing this, that, because you went out there and you look like an idiot. Oh, man. And you don't do it again. But to the depth that my partner would call me out, and not even call me out, just expose. When you get in a situation, what's understood don't even got to be said. You get exposed. Girl, you don't understand that you need some sharpening. You go out here and you think that you're already sharpened. That's an ignorant mindset. You need more sharpening, not just around your friends, with a partner. To help you understand your major blind spots, there are so many things. And it's not to say that you're not intelligent. It's not to say that you're not self-reflective, but it's to say that there are so many things out there that you're not even aware of. You just don't know, because you can't know everything. No matter how much you read, no matter how much schooling you do, no matter how many books you read, no matter how many YouTube videos that you watch, no matter how many healing techniques that you try to implement, no matter how many times you try to talk to your therapist, you just cannot know. And some things that you think you know, it'll take you 10, 11 years to figure out. I've been doing it wrong this entire time, but how could I? I thought I was doing it right this entire time. How could I be so foolish? You've been doing this for 11 years and it made sense. It was logical, only to get to the other side and be like, I couldn't have been any more wrong. What was I thinking? But you ain't got nobody every day in your house to check you, to catch you on those little micro changes. You'd be surprised every day how much further you grow away and grow into silliness that you don't need to be involved in. But when you have somebody there, like I said, I'm introverted. I'm an introvert. And I made a goal coming into this year. I said, I want to join this. I want to join that. I want to get involved in this. I want to network more. One of my mentors had been telling me, you got to network more. You got to do. I was like, oh, no, I got it. I got all this, that, and what I need people for, so on and so forth. But when I started networking more, when I start going to different seminars more, different conferences more, pushing me out of my comfort zone, I get tired. I talk to people after a while. I get tired. I don't want to talk to. I don't want to talk to you guys anymore. But when I got out of that and I realized, dang, man, there's so much stuff, so much game that they just gave me that I didn't even know. Man, I've been sitting here years trying to figure this out. I even know, because you need somebody else to sharpen you. And this sounds intelligent until you realize, because you're blind to your weaknesses. You think you got it all together, but you're blind to your weaknesses. And you think in your only premise and your only basis is that I can buy my own house. Doesn't matter. I can buy my own car. Doesn't matter. I got my own job. I make my own money. I make a lot of money. Doesn't matter. If your first thought is, oh, now why do I need a man? You focused on the wrong thing, baby girl. They tell you when you go for your doctorate degree or when you start a business, do not base it on anybody else. Do it for yourself. Because if you do it for anybody else, it's not going to get the results that you wanted to. It needs to be to fulfill you. If you did this all this entire time to be worried about a man, girl, for what? You're going to be on vacation worried about a man when you're supposed to be looking out at the beautiful indigo blue water. Why are you worried about a man? Focus on yourself. Talking about, man, let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Disagree with me, do whatever you want to do. Till next time, take it easy.